Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Thanks for popping in to see me. It's actually Saturday. I've already filmed a video this morning which is up and running, but I wanted to do this afternoon. So even though it's Saturday, I probably won't post this till Tuesday. I don't want to inundate myself on you guys. So yeah, so I'm going to be working on my whiskey fudge tin and I want to line it, so I've given it a bit of a clean out. It's in pretty good nick, so no problem there. I'll just put the lid to one side. These are my little snippets that I want to keep in the container. So I've got a whole heap of these that I've made, and I use them periodically in the journals. So yeah, I thought I'm going to cover this guy. And I got to tell you, I have no plan here. We're just going to see how it comes together. I've got my needle and thread there. I've got some wadding. I haven't even decided what fabric I'd like to use. So I'm thinking something plain because you know, the snippets will be on top of them. So I quite like this material, but I feel like maybe that's going to be too busy. I like that material. I like the beige material. Yeah, I think that one's going to be out. You're out, sorry. You're out of the running. So I think I'm thinking that I will go for the green. Yeah, we'll go for the green. Go for the green. I like that. I've got a piece of cardboard here that I got some mail in the post. So I'm just going to grab a pen because I'll need to mark out the shape of this tin. And I've got my new U-Butte glue gun. I've had this for about 3 months. I've never used it, so this is the first time I'm using it. It's actually a cordless one. I've just plugged it in, the red light's on, so that's a good sign. We're in business. So first things first, I'm going to cut a base out of this tin. I don't know, has anybody ever done this before? I'm kind of winging this. I haven't done this before. I have lined other things, but I haven't done a tin before, so yeah, we're playing it by ear. I've got those scissors to cut the fabric, but I don't use those scissors to cut cardboard. So I'll just cut this out, and because I want it to fit inside, I'm going to just cut it inside the line and see how that goes. So I'll just cut that out. Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing well. I just got back. Took Dobby for a walk. He likes to go for a walk every day, so we've just had a walk, and I'm sure I looked sight for sore eyes because I had just washed my hair, so my hair was wet. I had on a scarf even though it's sunny outside because I get cold when I take Dobby for a walk, and I grabbed my sun hat out of the car, so I had my sun hat on, and because, as I say, it is a bit sunny. And when I saw my reflection at one stage, I realised that my sun hat was all bent out of shape and one side of it was all kicking up. So I must have looked like a right proper weirdo rolling around in the streets. But yeah, I don't really mind. I do not mind. Dobby was happy, and that's the main thing. Alright, now this needs to fit in here, so I might need to trim it a bit further. Yep, I am going to have to trim it a bit further, so it'll be better for it to be a bit too small than a bit too big, because by the time I put some wadding on it and some fabric, it'll make it even bigger. So I want it to be actually a little bit small for this container. That doesn't look very even, does it? I'm not very good at eyeballing these things, but I always get there in the end, and that's how I roll. So I noticed on the video the other day that there was a lot of bird noises because this window that I'm sitting in front of, I've told you there's a passion fruit vine. There's a little nest of birds living in there, and they can be a little bit rowdy when I'm doing the video, so sorry about that, but you can't interrupt nature, can you? I'm just going to take a tiny bit more off there. I want it to be a snug fit, but I don't want it to make my life difficult, so these little post packs, it's really quite good cardboard. It's not too thick, not too thin. Yep, that'll be good, I think. Well, I think it will anyway. So I'm just going to get some of my fabric glue because I want to stick a piece of wadding onto that. So the next thing that I'm going to do is run some glue on that. Let's see. Get a good amount on it. I've just had to pull my sewing machine apart because I'm not a very good friend to my sewing machine. I abuse it, and sometimes when I'm doing the junk journaling and I want to sew around things, I don't wait till it's dry. I just use run it through when the glue's still wet. So I paid the price for that, and some thread got stuck inside it, so I've just spent probably an hour unbolting my sewing machine and pulling out like a minuscule piece of, I'll use these scissors for that, minuscule piece of thread that was inhibiting my ability to sew. But it's back. While I had it apart, I gave it a good clean and everything, so that was good. We're back on speaking terms now, me and my machine. Yeah, we do have a bit of a love-hate relationship, although I have gotten better with the sewing machine as the years have gone by, I think. As I said to you in the last video, I do like to try and make my own clothes. Sometimes it's a win, sometimes it's not, but I always enjoy the process, and that's what it's about for me. Alright, so we've got that little guy covered, and I'm going to put some fabric over it next. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure on how this is going to come together, but I'm going to give it a red hot go. So I'm going to cover this in fabric next, is my plan, to create the base, and then I want to sew this button in the center. I'm wondering whether I might put another layer of wadding on that just to make it a little bit more puffy, give it that plush look. What the hell? What's the worst that can happen? So I'm going for it. I'll get some more glue on there and just glue another layer. I'm all about winging it. So yeah, I don't know why I feel the need to line it, but I do. Want to make sure my pieces are all cozy in there, so I'm just going to put that piece over the top. The reason that I want to do this is I saw a lady that makes snippets. If I can find her YouTube, I'll link it, because she's got a really good YouTube. She just makes beautiful things, and I'll link it. And I saw that she made some snippets, and she was showing them, then she had them stored in this really nice old vintage like bucket style tin, and I thought, alright, I have to store mine in a nice tin now too. I'm very easily led by YouTubers. Very easily led. Dangerously easily led. Buying stuff mainly. So hopefully the dogs have settled down. I can hear Dobby playing. He's got a Kong. He likes to play with that. He's got so much energy, that little guy. He's young. He's only a young fella. Alright, I think we're in business now. So I think if I cut that about there, I'll have plenty. That'll give me a bit to work with. And let's put a bit of glue from the hot glue gun. Like I said, this is my first time using this. Oh, it comes in this stand. Oh, I can hardly get it out of there. That's a bit of hard work, but we're in business. Alright, let's put a bit of glue. What I think I'll do is, if the glue comes out, that is, oh, there it is. I'll put just a little bit just there. Back in its stand. And I'm going to pull that across. I'm scared of hot glue. I always burn myself. It's dangerous stuff, that hot glue. Pull that bit across, and then I'll do this bit. Put a bit along here. Boy, it doesn't come out that easy. There it is. Back in its stand. I had a glue gun for a long time, and yeah, it just got a bit old, and when I saw that one was like a hands-free and it had the stand, I thought, yeah, I'll give that a go. Now, I want to, how do I want to do that? I just want to pull that around the corner, but I think I might take a little bit of that bulk out of there. Where's my fabric scissors? What are you guys all making? Do you fiddle around with all these sorts of things as well? I just can't help myself. I've always done it. I think I used to drive Mum mad. Did I, Mum? With all the different projects I'd be doing here, there and everywhere. I've always done this sort of thing. And I've always encouraged the kids to do it, my kids to do it as well. So I used to have a rule when they were little that they weren't allowed to watch the telly if they weren't doing something else. So they had to be doing something else while they were watching the TV. So my son used to like to draw or play with his Matchbox cars, and my daughter also liked to draw and colour in, and she also made bracelets and things like that. What I'm going to do is get this on as best I can, and then I'm going to, whoop, no, hold it properly, and then I'm going to trim it down. So I might fast forward this bit because this is going to be a little time consuming and a little fiddly, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing, but I'll move it a bit faster so that we're not all here waiting forever for my hands to get on board with what my brain wants them to do. Alright guys, I will be back when I've got this thing covered. Got that covered. Now the next thing I'm going to do is sew this little button in the center there. So I've got this thread. This is a 100% polyester thread, but it's a little bit thicker, like almost borderline upholstery thread, so I'm hoping I'll be able to yank on it a little bit and it won't break. And I'm using the same needle that I used to do the book binding, and this is a leather needle. Had a few people ask me about this. I got this in a pack from Spotlight, and you get 3 in the packet and they come in different lengths, and I think they're really good. I like them because they're a bit longer, they're easy to hang on to, and they come to like a chisel pointy edge on the top, which I don't know whether you'd be able to catch that, but they're really sharp as well, so I'm a fan of those. So I'm just going to make a little knot in the end here. I noticed on my last video I was a little bit out of shot on occasion, so hopefully I will get that organised. I actually film on my husband's old iPhone. I don't have a iPhone, so I film on his old iPhone, but I have got my camera, which is a Canon 200D that I film the podcasts on, and I'm going to have a go at setting that up to do the overhead filming and see if that is a bit better. So I'm just guesstimating the middle. I'm not overly fussed if it's accurate or not, so I think that'll go through the cardboard all right. Let's see how we go. I'm just marking that so I know where I'm heading. There it is. So let's see how we go. I might need to get to help me out a bit. Oh no, I've got that through. I'll need to pull that through. Hang on, I'll just grab my little pliers. They're very handy for me. Don't know where my other ones have gone, but these will do the job anyway. These aren't the right ones, but there we go. We've got that through. I'll put the button on. Put that button on there. Go back in. And then I'll tie it up at the back. I don't think I'll need to go through, get that through that timber, through that cardboard I mean. I don't think I'll need to go more than once because this is such thick thread and I have doubled it up. Oh, there we go, got him. I'm not worrying about whether the back's overly neat because it's going to be glued down into the tin anyway, so no one is ever going to see it, are they? Alright, now I'm just going to tie that up. I just spoke to my husband and he'll be home for tea, and I said to him, what do you want for tea? I said, I've got some nice lamb chops there, some chicken. Guess what he wants for tea? Party pies. So, party pies it is. We will probably do, well, I won't eat party pies. They don't agree with me. I don't like the pastry. Gives me indigestion, but he'll have party pies, and just to be completely decadent, we will sit in bed and watch the footy, and he can eat party pies to his heart's content. I think we can all agree that I have not got that in the middle, have I? I don't mind. I'm okay. I'm okay with that because you know what? It's handmade. It's handmade. There we go. So that's done. Now I've got to work out how to get the fabric lining in here. And what I think I'm going to do to measure that, this is a long piece, so I'm thinking I will cut a strip out. This is my plan. Let's hope it's a good one. And make sure it goes all the way around. So if I cut it to that point there, about there, and the fabric has got a natural fold on it. I don't know if you can see that just there. So I'm going to cut along that. I think that'll give me enough. I haven't got my hot glue gun properly in its stand, so it won't be hot when I'm ready to use it. Alright. I'll just cut a little bit extra so I've got plenty of room just below that fold line. This is nice fabric. I don't even remember where I got it from. I've got a lot of fabric. I've got some really nice fabrics actually. It's nice to find a reason to use them. I used to make a lot of project bags, and I might make some more again at some point. I like making them, but I've got a few things on the go at the moment, so I have to rein myself in. Now, I wonder whether I could sew this on the sewing machine, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to glue everything. So, my plan is to run this around the inside. I might just fold this over. Hopefully I'm in screen. I keep dragging it towards myself. It's getting a bit later in the afternoon, so I'm losing the light a bit, but I have got my overhead lights and things like that on. I don't really like using them too much because I think they can create some weird shadows, but you know, it's probably one of those things that only I notice. You know, you can be we can all be very self-critical about how things are going. So I'm just going to finger press that, and I'm going to fold that end bit in, finger press that in. Get back on screen. And now my plan is to hold that against that, just under that lip, and hot glue that around the edge there. So again, so that you don't have to suffer through all this, I will fast forward this bit because I think it's going to be a little bit fiddly. So let's see how we go. Off we go. A little bit of a fiddle, and as you probably noticed, I gave up on that glue gun. I couldn't get the glue to run out smoothly, and I read the packet on this and it says it glues to metal, so I thought I'm just going to use that, and that's what I did, and that's worked out pretty well. So I've got that all glued in, and now it's just a matter of sliding this guy in. So I'll get him in there, and all done. I probably cut it a bit too close on those corners, but I think for the purpose that I want to use it for, it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that in so that it doesn't wriggle around. So all I'm going to do is run a bit of glue around the edges of it and then push it back in there, and then it should be secure. So yeah, that glue gun, I haven't used it before. I got it from Spotlight. I'm not 100% on board with it. I might have to read the instructions. When all else fails, read the instructions, am I right? So yeah, I might have to do that. I might have got the glue stick in incorrectly or something. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for the moment. But this glue never fails. It's good stuff, which I also got from Spotlight, so some things are a hit and some things are a miss. Alright, let's get that guy back in there. I'll put some pressure on him and hold him in place. That stuff also dries pretty quickly, so that's also good. So actually, I don't know if you can see, but where I put the hot glue on is letting go. I think that half of the problem was because it is cold here today, that this tin is cold, and the minute that the hot glue hit the tin, it virtually set instantly. So what I might do is I'll just see how that goes, but I might pull that back and re-glue it with some of that fabric glue. So now that's all done. That's all ready for my snippet bits to go in it. So I've got a few there, and I'll probably make some more. I'll use some of the offcuts of this green to put in my snippets pile. But I like to use, I've got stamps, so I like to use my stamps on fabric and add them. And I like to add all the edges off the fabric. I like the pretty bits and pieces that you can get. I often add, that's a bit of lace, a bit of ribbon and some decals, and then I've just stamped Imagine on that peachy colour piece. So yeah, I like to add those to journals, and I just cut that piece out of a piece of lace, and it already had the little diamante on it. So, and then I just do some fussy stitching around the edges of them. Just a little note, and that's a stamp at the back there. So if I've got plain fabric, I just get one of my nice stamps out. That one says Fresh Cream. So yep, I really enjoy making those and using them. So I've got quite a good supply of them. I do want to make a little journal with them at some stage. That one says, in birdsong I hear the celebration of simple things. Just nice, nice, nice. So yep, I'll pack those all in there. That's a nice bright coloured one, and it says be happy. And that's just some offcuts of a floral decal. So I just cut the leaves. I save all those little bits. I've got a bag, and I just throw all of it in, and then every so often I'll get out some of the plain material and do a whole heap of stamping, and then they're all ready to go, so I can just make them up. So yep, that one's got Never Have I Seen Such a Beautiful Butterfly. Yep, so I've got those all cozy and comfy in their new bed, and I think that worked out pretty well. So that's one less project on the list. One less project. Alright guys, thanks for popping in. I hope you enjoyed that little quick, well, hopefully it was quick. I might have to edit it down quite a bit, the bits where I took a long time to do things, but little tutorials / craft with me on lining this little Irish whiskey fudge tin. Thanks guys, see you again soon.